a few testimonials of 3 years Kajjansi Junction program. We asked some of the key stakeholders in the Kajjansi Junction program about their experience, their challenges and lessons learned, and how they see the future after the program ends.
It was such an eye-opener when it came to the kinds of money that you get after collecting those plastics and then take them for processing, and then the end result, the amount of money you get was overwhelmingly quite good. So I actually had to concentrate so much on plastics than organic waste, because I was by then dealing with organic waste and I wasn't minding about the organic plastics, about the plastics. But when they introduced it to us and we entered into the plastics, it has given us such an overwhelming experience, and we are looking at how we can use it even further for other products.
My company, my business is EcoWays, plastic waste and recycling, and I was chosen or identified as one of the entrepreneurs for the Kajjansi Mini Hub. It's not been a perfect one. Like all relationships, you have some of those troubles. There's been so much office and so much talking and so much paperwork.
My name is Hakan Türkmen. I'm the owner of 2 recycling factories and 1 factory to produce those items, PP and HDPE finished products. I think almost 2 years ago, exactly, I don't remember the exact time, I met with Mr. David, and Mr. David has diverted me to Mr. Tis, and we had a meeting with Mr. Tis. I told him what we would do, and the machines were coming, and we will need PET bottles, so we will crush them, hot wash them. That will be the best line of Uganda and biggest one in Uganda. And then we exchanged some information, and then by this way I have involved with the project. After that, Mariolan came. She was very, I would say, hopeful and enthusiastic about this project. We started to communicate with her, and we took some steps. Then she introduced me with some collectors. Mr. Wilson was one of them, and they told us that they will start to collect in the hub. It will be in Kajjansi. In the meantime, we finished our project, so we started to produce, and we started to make collaboration with Coca-Cola, and they started to supply us the bottles. We started to crush them and give them back, and the project is still going on. And in the meantime, we opened the second factory. It's called Romplast, and then recycling machines of Romplast also arrived in Uganda as of today, and tomorrow we will start to mount them. Hopefully next month we will start to recycle also PP and HDPE. So this was our story, but unfortunately we couldn't have any option or any chance to finalize the chain, starting from Kajjansi coming to us, hot washing them and turning into semi-finished product and selling them. It didn't happen, unfortunately. On the collection side, I think there were some problems because we could not involve with the collection. And also, as I discussed with Mr. Wilson, I heard that project couldn't be realized there, and due to some financial issues, I think this is what I have heard. But in the meantime, Coca-Cola implemented very nice project. I think they got support of KCCA, and they became very effective.
Yes, definitely there were so many challenges. The biggest challenge that we had was machinery. Because it's one thing to collect the plastics and have them in bulge, but then you don't have what it takes to take it to another level. We managed to buy some handy machinery to try to cut out the bulge, because much of these plastics, particularly PET, it is just air. So until you've made it sizable enough, you only have air bulged in one place. So under the Kajjansi project, we managed to have at least one machine which was cutting it to flex, but they still had another process to undertake to reach a final product.
Drawing lessons from the project to any business, to any business entity, any business enterprise, doing and making things move is what drives any organization forward. And there's been a lot of bureaucracy, in my view, that wasn't necessary. Too much delays in getting things done. In designing, and this is a problem to most of the establishments, there are lots of assumptions about people, and this comes in technical side of doing things, and also it comes in the implementation way of doing things. When we draft projects on the paper, we eliminate a lot of realities. And in my view, engaging people in the designing of the projects is quite critical if the project's objectives are to be realized.
The only disadvantage I've had that I would call, it left us on the way. It has not taken us to the other side of the coin, because if we had had the machinery to make sure that we are coming from the flex, and then from the flex we are now doing building materials, which we are looking at, it would have done us a lot of sense. But they stopped us on the way. We are just ending on cutting and doing flex, which flex is not yet processed to hot wash, which from hot wash you have complete flex, which is then used to do granules, which is then used to do finished products like basins, plastics, buckets, and etc. I wish we could invest a little more to reach the final goal, because that's when you are going to make cells out of waste. So we stopped actually on just flex. So that is one of the hindrances we've made. How I wish some more investment was done to process flex, then from flex to granules, then we pelletize. It would have been making a lot of sense for the complete project to come to the complete product. But we are stopped on the way. Now the biggest challenge was, one of the bottlenecks was finance to buy the bottles out of the public. Because you have to use so many people down on the ground to collect them wherever they are, then you have them out of the market. So to me, it is been a child born and not let to grow.
On the collection side, I think there were some problems, because we could not involve with the collection. And also, as I discussed with Mr. Wilson, I heard that project couldn't be realized there, and due to some financial issues, I think this is what I have heard. But in the meantime, Coca-Cola implemented very nice project. I think they got support of KCCA, and they became very effective. You know, and local people were involved. They were very fast. Mr. Sam is very fast. You know, they also the now to CEO and head of that project, Mr. Malkai, is from Ethiopia, and they take very quick actions, and they immediately implement ideas. So I think that was the key of the success.
When we talk about empowering, how do you empower someone without giving them power? And in this case, what is power?
Now, the biggest challenge was one of the bottlenecks was finance to buy the bottles out of the public. Because you have to use so many people down on the ground to collect them wherever they are, then you have them out of the market. So, to me, it is been a child born and not let to grow. You bore the child and you didn't allow him to grow.
If we are to go forward, we should always look at the core values, objectives of the intended projects. If the objectives were to add value, if the objectives were to help the entrepreneurs, that should be the focal point.
You know, as you see, you know, we need plastic. If someone else doesn't bring us plastic, we have to collect it. And I prepared a project with Marioline. Also, we submitted to Coca-Cola. She helped me a lot about this. Only Coca-Cola is creating 3 million tons per year bottles, and they are just sending it to the environment. So this has to be collected. And there is a business, and we are here to recycle and turn it into the finished products. You know, all those things. We made some tests. As you can see, you know, we took some notes on it, which kind of material we use. We made some tests. They are all from recycled. And also we are thinking to bring new extrusion lines here for PET, to produce PET granules or sheets. So then from scrap bottle we will go to the finished product. So there is a market, there are investors, there are bottles out there. Just to organize it very fast, because some people know this business, locals. They need just capital and little bit guidance. That's it. They did it. Coca-Cola did it very well, and I salute them. Also, NEMA has implemented a new law. So if you are producing plastics, you should collect it from the environment. So there is a market for this business, and it is a very good project. So we just need to implement it in an efficient way.
So Coca-Cola still takes the lion's share because they've got the financial muscle to buy from anyone countrywide. And then when they buy from anyone countrywide, then they're in position to produce the flex. And when they make the flex, they export the flex. So when coronavirus comes in and hits the whole world, he's also stuck because he has nowhere to sell. So what did he have to do is, guys, I'm also full up, I have nowhere to put, I can't process them, the best I can do is flex. So now that again opens our eyes to seek for more investment, to look for more investors, to tell them, look, this is where we stop. Can you take us to the next level? So the investors who have seen the resource availability will then come and invest, and we avail them with the resource such that they can go ahead and produce finished products, which finished products again are sold back to the market. The business is very lucrative, but the challenge is the machinery.
It's been an honor and an opportunity. Every involvement is a lesson, and you learn both the positives and the negatives, and this has been great, and I'm still looking forward for the small time left to make it an exciting ending, and probably inspire on more projects to either continue with this project or inspire other like-minded projects to come on board.
For PET flakes, you know, we are exporting, but it is nonsense. Uganda is an inland country. From here to Mombasa, we are paying about $170 per ton transport cost. So we have to consume this in Uganda or neighboring countries. So we are giving our profit out to someone else. So it should be consumed locally. So what we have to do, we have to also support our clients, or let's say future clients, to make their investments. Maybe we should be partner with them. Thermoform molding producers, or maybe yarn factories. They open a very nice yarn factory here. So it should be consumed in Uganda or neighboring countries. Africa anyway, anyhow, should stop raw material exporting. So it will happen within 10 or 20 years maximum. So I think other developed countries should focus on this, and they have to come here. Otherwise Chinese companies, they are coming here. This yarn factory is Chinese. They see everything earlier than the Europeans or Americans, which are not here already.
My prayer would be, can we open this business to potential investors who have got the money that can process from the level we are to the next level, because it is capital investment which is lacking to take us to the next level. I thank God because I've partnered up with Green Africa, I've partnered up with Romplast. Now they are in position to make the finished product. But if it is done to many more others, then the project can come to a reasonable conclusion. Yeah.
We are here. We need to get scrap material, any kind of plastic now. I'm not even telling you PET. Any kind of plastic we are ready to take and turn into finished product. So please be efficient, support the locals, guide them, finance them, and bring them to us.